Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, the plots and the intrigues get even deeper within the Nigerian space, and the enemy of society, they are plentiful as they are powerful. Guys, I bring you this. Dasuki introduced Buhari to Tinubu. IBB gave president money for elections. This is a headline attributed to a character called Kurfi. So Kurfi is the name of the person, Kurfi. So the headline again, Dasuki introduced Buhari to Tinubu. IBB gave president money for elections. A headline attributed to a person that we're about to familiarize ourselves with, a chap called Kurfi. So before we get into it, just look at the names at play here. Dasuki, of course, is being held by Buhari as punishment. I think it's actually been released now, hasn't it? But he held him for a good 4 years as punishment for Dasuki plotting a coup against him that led to his detention. He being Buhari, of course, in the 80s, when he then lost one of his parents but could not go to the funeral because he was in detention during that Babangida coup. So Dasuki was the main player then, and he's detained him now for 4 years as punishment. But it's now imagined now that it was Dasuki that introduced Buhari to Tinubu, who then funded his election to now make him president. And who is the money bag behind that election? Apparently, allegedly, according to this headline, no other a name than Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. So as I said, the enemies of society are plentiful as they are powerful. So how we get out of the vice grip of these people is one for the gods. But let's see now how this Kurfi or Kurfi explains this. I'll go with Kurfi. So that's how I'm going to pronounce the name. So if you have a better pronunciation, then please tell me in the comment section. So let's get straight into it. Ahmed Kurfi, a top member of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change (CPC), the party on whose platform President Muhammadu Buhari contested the 2011 presidential election, has made explosive revelations. Kurfi told a leading newspaper that it was Colonel Sambo Dasuki, a former National Security Advisor (NSA), who introduced Buhari to the then ACN leader Bola Tinubu prior to the poll. The Action Congress of Nigeria (ACN), All Nigeria People's Party (ANPP), and Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) were the parties that formed the All Progressive Congress (APC). Former President Goodluck Jonathan, elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), appointed Dasuki NSA on June 22, 2012. Kurfi revealed that he, Dasuki, Adamu, incumbent Minister of Education, Kabir Yusuf, Daily Trust publisher, and Wada Maida, ex-chief executive of News Agency of Nigeria (NAN), visited Tinubu in Lagos before the 2011 general elections. Kurfi disclosed that he was central to the negotiation of CPC and ACN, which later became APC. I was the one who led the team that went to negotiate with Bola Tinubu, the former CPC stalwart said. He stated that APC was a coalition of various interests that came together to form a political party for the purpose of power. The politician said, looking deeply, Nigerians would find that APC is not a political party because all sorts of various political interests have come in. Kurfi stated that there exists a long-standing grudge between Buhari and Dasuki and that it was purely over military matters. He disclosed that Dasuki introduced them to Tinubu because they were in exile together when Abacha was after them. Also, Sambo helped Tinubu's mother when he was a military assistant to Babangida. Kurfi, an ex-CPC Director of Research and Strategy, added that Babangida also assisted Buhari with money for his elections. He explained that this was during the campaign for Buhari in the ANPP and that Dasuki initiated the meeting. Kurfi said that he was the one who made the arrangements, and when they fly to Lagos, Sambo will make the necessary arrangements, but you know the military is just like what Adamo Chiroma said in one of his many interviews. He, Siroma or Chiroma, however you choose to pronounce it, Chiroma, said they say Buhari is unforgiving, but why should he not forgive? He overthrew a democratically elected government and put Shagari in detention. So if you are removed by the same people you used to overthrow Shagari, why should you complain? Kurfi recalled that Dasuki was with them during the campaigns around the country. He described Dasuki as someone with a lot of networks. If you want a detribalized Nigerian, that is Sambo. You will see him comfortable with every Nigerian, regardless of your tribe, religion, or whatever. So really, it is just the names really in contention here. Before we even go into the narrative, into what this guy had to say, it is just really the names in contention here, because this is the entirety of Nigeria that we're discussing now, because you don't get more Nigeria, and I'm choosing that word carefully. I didn't say you don't get more Nigerian, but you don't get more Nigeria than Buhari, Babangida, Tinubu, and Dasuki. So between all of these names is the wealth of Nigeria, is the power of Nigeria, and it's the entity that is the place that is Nigeria, because these people have loomed large like a colossus over that space pretty much throughout the entirety of all of our lives. Most of us are listening to this video, at least a good percentage of it. Well, no matter how old you are, a good 50 to 75% of your life span has been ruled, governed, or influenced by pretty much most of these names that have been mentioned here: Babangida, Buhari, Dasuki, Tinubu. These people have impacted on you, whether you like it or not. They've impacted on your economy, they've impacted on your personal life, they've impacted on your safety, they've impacted on your aspirations, they've impacted on your mind, they've impacted on you, whether you like it or not, in a profound way. And these are the people now sharing the dollars. So look at that setup now. Dasuki, who Buhari has now jailed, and this Kurfi guy, he's made a point actually. Dasuki has been jailed by Buhari for jailing him and plotting a coup against him to remove him from power. But it was this same Buhari that plotted a coup against Shagari and put him in detention. So why is it okay for him to overthrow the Shagari regime and put Shagari in detention, but it is not okay for others to overthrow him and put him in detention? So you begin to get into the mindset of the character that we're contending with. And so miffed is he, because this guy is a very vindictive guy. I'm talking about Buhari, of course, an extremely narrow-minded, pretty sinister and very vindictive man. So he has been carrying that grudge, of course, all the way through, and Babangida is too big an entity for him to go after, because it will be too much of a public outcry. So he has now picked somebody that he considers to be Babangida's boy, and put him in detention instead, to serve as a signal to the people who overthrew him, and to tell them that revenge is a dish best served cold. But then, of course, if you go by the narration of this guy, who is an insider, by the way, because the CPC, of course, was entirely Buhari, that was his party, he founded it, and it was the only thing that held it together. If you remove him from the party, there's no party anymore. So a key stalwart of that party, this Kurfi guy, is speaking from the inside, and is talking about the negotiations that led to the formation of APC. And that negotiation apparently was facilitated by this same Dasuki, who, whilst he was facilitating this bringing Buhari into power, did not know that Buhari was still holding a long-standing grudge against him, which then again speaks to the sort of a personality that Buhari is. Conversations in the comment section. The entirety of Nigeria is what we're discussing now, and if you consider the weight of the names that have been mentioned, then you would agree. But if you do disagree, then come tell me why in the comment section. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on a like as well, because that helps, you see, with the YouTube algorithm. If you click on like, and if YouTube sees that there's enough people liking the video, then they present it to more people who are likely to want to view the video. That way we get more people coming into the family to come join in with the conversations that we have here routinely. So click on subscribe, the bell button, and like, and that is if you do like the video. You are not compelled to, but if you do like the video, then click on like. Haven't done all three, then come join me in the comment section to see now what we are making of these names that we're contending with, and this really mini bombshell that this man has dropped. Come tell me what you are making of it, and let's have a conversation around that in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.